Okay, so I'll explain. First of all, if you're in my class normally and you're presenting today, your job is to be quiet and not distract anyone while the other groups are going. You sit in a desk. You're not special. Okay? So, thank you for coming, and thank you teachers who let your kids come. We appreciate it, because this is always more fun with the full classroom. If you were in here yesterday, second period, I'd say there was like 60 or 70 people in this room. It was awesome. So thank you, because that makes it more fun for them. Here's what's going to happen. You guys, as audience members who have the sheet of paper, you get to decide what happens and what the outcome is, who wins, so to speak. So you don't just sit here and listen. And it's totally up to you what you choose. Here's the question. Should the United States House of Representatives vote in favor of or against House Resolution 106? So really simply what that means is, at the end, you get to vote as if you were a member of the U.S. House, like Cynthia Loomis is from Wyoming. Should we vote yes or no on what House Resolution 106 says? Okay? What it says, I'll make it more brief than the whole thing. Mr. Nelson, could you move just so I can see?
Yeah, Nelson.
It basically says what the precursor to Turkey was called Ottoman Empire at the time. Today it's called Turkey. In 1915 did to the Armenian people was and should be called genocide in very clear terms. And it uses the word genocide 5 times. It says they systematically annihilated 1.5 million Armenians. So it's strong language. Here's why that matters. That's a real resolution. It's been brought up in Congress multiple times. It's never passed. Okay, so they voted and debated, and every year it fails. No president, while president of the United States, has ever called these events genocide. Okay? There's obviously reasons to call it genocide and reasons not. After listening to the 6 groups who work for different organizations, they're going to try and twist your arm and convince you to vote a certain way. You get to pick. And then you decide who wins. You can give them feedback. What they're going to do tomorrow when they come in here is read every single one of these very closely and keep track of what you said about them, their group, and how you voted. So we value your feedback. Okay? I encourage you to ask questions, and I encourage you to not vote until the last group, because you never know when someone might change your mind. Also, if you don't know anything about this, then you're the best group member ever. We like people who walk in and go, I don't even, never heard of this. Because then your answer is based totally on what these groups show you. Okay, so you're unbiased. That's good. So don't feel stupid if you don't know anything about this. That's a good thing. Okay? So the first group, if you guys want to come up here, I got the clicker ready for you. You can pass this around or you can wear it. The top part is where you talk into. And then you guys tell us, do you want the lights like this, or would you like the...
How do I use this?
Just pass it like a microphone. The gray part, look at the grill. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Now the clicker.
Alright.
Go do it right now.
Okay.
Hold on, I got the clicker for you. So, audience members, you should see under the little instructions, it should say group members, Aaron, Jake, and CJ. This is where we're going to be. You can write in there while they're talking, and at the end when we change groups, you'll get a minute to put some final thoughts. That looks like your first slide. Do you want the lights all the way off?
Yeah.
Okay. Could we hit the left light switch, please? Okay.
So,
Forward, back, middle one's a laser. Go right ahead.
we're the really rough riders ready to ride for the Rangers of the Redneck Rock and Rumble. I'll leave that up here if you guys need to write down our names. So.
I don't think you have to write the whole thing down, audience members.
Write it all down.
Our team.
So, Turkey being our ally is extremely important. We can't, not be their ally because they're right next to Syria, and Syria right now is where ISIS is. And if we can't send our troops over to Turkey, then we really can't fight ISIS and keep them out of our country. We gotta fight them where they come from. And yeah.
Take the battle to them. Good.
if we call it a genocide, Turkey will not be happy at all, and we would lose a country to send our troops to the Middle East. They would get out of NATO, too, which is an alliance the Americans are in. The Armenians would be happy, but I don't think it's worth losing the relationship with Turkey because they're a huge part of NATO and they're the second largest army in NATO also.
This right here, that's your average Armenian child. They're just spoiled, rich, and they're smarter than the average Turkish child. Right there. That's the biggest problem. Yeah. And also, I mean, you can't just, let's say your buddy's like, let's hang out. And you're like, okay. And then when it's time to hang out, he's like, oh, sorry, dude, I'm going to go hang out with someone else. It's called betrayal. That's what the Armenians did to Turkey, which isn't cool. They just kind of showed up one day. They're like, all right, we're ready to fight. We're going to beat you down. So Turkey's like, you know what? You guys are being rude to us, so we're going to demolish you. It's fine. Then, that's the average Turkish child right there. Well, the Turkish people are poor. They didn't make very good choices. They weren't bright. And also, they had really, really bad lives. We also need them to keep as allies, one, because, I mean, we've had our friendship with Turkey for a really long time, and I don't think it's a friendship worth losing for if you just go ahead and consider something genocide.
Also, in 1915, the Armenians betrayed the Ottoman Empire by trying to start a civil war within the country while we're at World War I. And so what happened is they were just trying to solve the problem by moving them farther south so we didn't have to deal with that during World War I.
What side?
Okay, we're gonna take questions. You gotta take questions.
We have to use this
Can
stuff.
we turn the lights back on? Perfect. So looking at your sheet, some of the things it asks you to keep track of are like good points they made, points that you thought didn't make sense or weren't very good arguments, and overall how well do you think they did? Any questions like something wasn't clear or something's not making sense? Because I have lots of questions based on that, but I won't ask them. Well, you can ask questions. Just the audience.
It was unclear to me
You didn't
what,
use your time mistake. I would
Yes,
not.
she did.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
I'll pay attention.
it was unclear to me what your point was when you were showing the average Armenian child today, and then the
We were showing that they're spoiled, that they're just bad people in general.
and deserve to be.
Yeah, you ever heard of gluttony? 7 stages of hell, gluttony is one of them. Gluttony is a sin, Miss K. And they're spoiled. That's also a sin.
And then also the pictures of the Armenian children did look modern day, but the picture that you showed of the average Turkish child appeared to have been taken a long time ago.
Oh no, that was taken yesterday. You still know it. See, like I told you, it's a poor country. They can't afford no fancy schmancy colored cameras.
Does anyone else have a question for group 1? Okay. What we do in my class, because rounds of applause are slow and inefficient, put your questions down for a sec. You guys can clap too. Let's give them 2. Ready. Thank you. You can hit the red button on that.
Oh, right here.